Appreciate you,
Perfect.
man. Welcome to the Christian and Crystal podcast, brother. How
I'm
are you, man?
excited.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
see you guys on Instagram all the time, post, I'm like, man, it's an honor to be here
Of
for
course,
sure.
man. We're happy to have you, man. We're happy to have you. I see same thing. We see you posting all the time, and I believe you met Crystal um at an open house, right? You went
Correct.
to it.
Yeah, it
You
was
went to the
Tyler's open house. Yes.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah. We I see you going all sorts of open houses too, man.
Oh man, it's
Connecting.
back to back.
Yeah, connecting with the community. Um, so I mean, super cool to have you on because I mean, we've only, I think, connected out in the community just a couple times. So I mean, there's so much we don't know about you other than the services that you offer, for real estate, for some of our real estate friends and ourselves as well. And you're always posting such great um educational content, which is one of the things I really like about your page is because you're always educating the community, on how they can, qualify for a home and how you can assist them.
For sure.
And so that was one of the reasons I'm like, I really want to connect with Pablo. I think we can have a good conversation and provide some value and, get some questions answered, but also wanted to learn more
For
about you, man.
sure.
So,
Yes. Appreciate it, Christian. I appreciate it. I need to post more content for sure. It's just that I got stuff, personal stuff to take care of, and but yes, definitely need to this year, 2024, I'm gonna definitely be posting at least 3 times a week content, most of the time it's just educational, what they need, just simple things, the basic documents. Obviously, it gets more deeper into it, depending on every each individual borrower,
yeah.
every everyone's situation is different. So yes, sometimes can get very complicated.
Hmm.
So yeah, but yes, I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah. I like how you said you're gonna post three times a week. Um, how do
For
you balance
sure.
social media with your business? It's so challenging. It's so challenging. Like we're so busy. We don't have, I'm sure you're in the same boat, but we don't have a social media, content manager and
For
we
sure,
have
for
to do our
sure.
own content. So how do you, how do you make time for that?
Well, if I pay a videographer and
Okay.
and that kind of motivates me, I invested money into this, so I gotta do
Yeah.
it kind of, like sometimes I can't, so I kind of like reschedule him, but he pushed me like, hey Pablo, let's you let's do it. Let's put more content in it. Most of the time, like what holds people back from posting content is that they overthink too much. And that same here,
Mm,
you overthink, and then the information that you put out there, sometimes you kind of like, am I going too much in detail? Like it's your own. You as a person sometimes sabotage yourself for trying to put the best content or the
yeah.
best information out there, but most of the time it's just simple, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what you're trying to purchase a home. These are the basic documents you need. These are the minimum FICO scores for FHA, conventional,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, no, for
So,
sure. I like that you had mentioned just kind of just putting the content out there. That's one of the things that we've definitely just tried to do. Like we're not perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. Like even this podcast, when we started, we had like some backdrop, green screen in the back, and we were just
oh,
putting like so yeah, a
no.
bit we were sitting on a bench that broke. Um
I
it's
love
just
the background. I love the
yeah,
background.
appreciate it. Yeah, we have our office now and but I think you might know JD Mora.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
yes.
he recently, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because recently he gave some advice, and he just said a lot of people similar. He just said a lot of people just are too afraid to start. Just do it and do it ugly. Just get in there. Get in the ring, and I like
Mhm.
that he said just do it ugly, because
Yeah,
I feel like that aligns with how we kind of started. Just we just kind of went out there. We did it ugly. From our real estate investments to our podcast to how we handled clients. Like it's just a matter of doing it, so not trying to be perfect,
For sure.
but
It
just
can
at
it can, it
least
can take a lot of time and
for
sometimes
sure.
even get discouraged because you're
Yeah.
trying to be so like the best content and that you disappoint yourself sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. So just,
Yeah,
just progression over perfection, so
for
but
sure.
I liked how he said just do it ugly. So shout out to JD on our podcast. Um
Yeah.
but super cool, man. And then another thing I noticed
Mhm.
is you are hondureño.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah?
I'm from Honduras.
Me
Yes.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, not born there, but that's
Well,
where
I
my
wasn't born there
yeah.
either. I was raised there. I went to private school out there.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. I was
Yeah.
there with my grandma for a month. I was last time I was there was 8 years old. We stayed there for a month, and I mean it was an experience, man. Like I'll never forget it. I know I was 8, but to be taken, to where my family is from, where my grandma's from, and to be able to do that with her, um, where my family migrated from, it was definitely an experience I'll never forget. I want to go back. Our church is doing a missions trip to Honduras. So
Christian, sorry to cut you off. What church do you go to? Because I want to look for a church to
yeah,
go to
New
and
Life.
attend.
Yeah, we go to
New
New Life,
Life?
man. We would love to see you there. Tomorrow I host on Wednesdays. I host right now a series called A Seat at the Table. So it's our Bible study we do. And we have a discussion. We have a few discussion topics. So we do that every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. But New Life. I think you know a
7
few
p.m.
people, who go there, I'm sure. There's a lot of people in our community um who
No,
definitely
for sure.
attend, New Life. So I as well had a hard time, both of us, we had a hard time finding a good church. Um, and we were going to a few and I wasn't feeling it. I wanted a church that um was just was biblically focused, and that was one of the first things Pastor Peter told me when I shook his hand and I was there, and he was like, "Hey, we're pretty simple here. We preach the Bible and that's it." Like, and so
Yeah,
and I was like, "Man, love it. I'm not here for politics. I'm not here to be convinced about anything. I'm just here to hear the word, and it's been like that since day one. So, but New Life, and
for sure. You
I'm
need to check
officially
it out.
extending an offer, and hopefully we get to see you there. Tomorrow we have the Bible study. We'd love to see you there, if not Sunday. But if you do go Sunday, we won't be there because because we're leaving Friday to go on our Thanksgiving vacation.
Oh, okay.
But
Got it.
New
Okay.
Life,
And then Sunday from what time to what time,
they have
Christian?
three services, so it's 8:30 a.m. and then there's a 10 a.m. service and there's an
Okay.
11:30 service.
Oh, okay, okay.
I thought
But
it was so cool. I was like, man, um, I was like, Pablo's basically family, man. He's my
yeah.
fellow Hondureño,
Um
man. Like,
yeah, I'm actually going to go to Honduras next month.
that's so cool, man. What
Yeah,
part?
well, I grew up in San Pedro,
Okay. I
San
asked
Pedro
what
Sula.
part, like I knew all of the demographics and
Cities.
of the country, and I don't. But
Oh, okay. What part
um,
are you
my
from?
my
Your
family
family?
is from Puerto Cortes, Honduras.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
yeah. I know
yeah.
where that's
You know
at.
where that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that near San Pedro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say like an hour.
Oh, okay. Cool. Super cool. You going there just to visit family?
Yeah, all my family's out there. I don't have any family out here. I don't have any cousins.
Wow.
Yeah. Aunts, all my family's
What
out
brought
there.
you out here?
Well, my dad used to work here, like he from Honduras, he came to this country. He had like a work visa, work permit.
Hmm.
He's loved it out here. And then eventually got his citizenship. Thank God, everything went well. And he brought my mom along with him.
Super cool,
And
man.
yeah, so my mom was pregnant. She had me here, but um, my both of my parents were ill, so they had to go back, and I grew up in Honduras, San Pedro Sula. Went to private school and everything. Christian, I was I had a had a uniform, nice polished shoes to go to school. So yeah, but yeah, it was, I'm really thankful I got to live in a third world country, because when I came to this country, I realized that, there's so many opportunities, and there's no way like if you really want to make it, there's a lot of opportunities here in this country. And
100%.
every time that I go to Honduras, um, and I come back, it makes me realize how thankful I am to be in this country, and, be able to, you know, have so many opportunities to take advantage. Sometimes you don't even see it
Yeah,
because
for
you're
sure.
here, and,
Absolutely.
but when you go out there, how people live, how people think they live, how the pay, everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's just they see me and they're always like, oh man, Pablo, like I mean, yes, in this country, I'm thankful to be in this country, but um, like it's a different, like, here is to grind, to,
Yeah.
make money, help people as well, of course. And then out there it's kind of like it's just more for family in my opinion. It's more for family for me out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
That
so
makes
yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
So definitely I recommend you visit Honduras at least, every 2 years or once. I
Yeah.
mean, I try to go once a year because my tias are, kind of getting old. They're a little bit
Yeah.
sick, a little bit not too bad, but, like, I gotta take advantage of them being still alive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so
man.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I remember even though I was 8, I remember the difference in culture, just is exactly what you're saying. And I remember, we were staying with family and I went from, just the comfortable home I had and to just everything very different. Like there was no hot water, no hot water in the
for
the, the
sure.
home we were staying in. No AC where we were staying.
Yeah,
Um,
my school didn't have AC. My
yeah,
private school, can you like
yeah,
my private school didn't have AC when I went to
wow,
private
yeah,
school. It
yeah. I
was
mean that
I'll get home drenched in
drenched,
like
yeah,
sweat.
yeah.
So
And
yeah, so
I
mhm.
remember, I remember they were doing all the laundry was done outside, in the sink. Um, and it was just so
A
different for
mano.
me. Yeah, I'm on it. And so I remember seeing, people walking with no shoes, and it was just so different. And I'll never forget it. I was only 8, but I'll never forget how different it was. And same thing you're saying is, like so grateful, that we live in this country um and the opportunities that we have. And so the the best thing we can do is when we can, give back, to them or help, them any way we can, especially if we have family and stuff out there. So, but yeah, I totally agree. The difference in culture is
For,
something I'll
for
never
sure.
forget. And I
Yeah.
want to go back. I want to go back with my grandma because it would have been I was 8, so it's like 20 plus years of difference, so um but super cool, man.
Yeah, for sure. Every time I go to Honduras, I take clothes I don't wear and I donate it to, like, um my friends out there in the pueblo. My
Yeah.
tia lives in a small pueblo, and every time I go, I take them like nice polos, some sweaters that I bought them and just wore it once.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and
Awesome.
it makes me feel good,
Yeah.
like this Christmas, my tias and my family were like, "Hey, what would you like to for us to give you for Christmas?" And I was like, "Hey, you know what? I don't want anything for Christmas. I have it all. Like I don't need more stuff. Like yeah, like material like things doesn't really fulfill the soul, you know.
Yeah.
It feels better giving than receiving,
Yeah.
you know, especially
Absolutely.
like my cousins and like my tias like live in that country like you know like the payout you know the way they get paid out there is very crazy to me, you know. So yeah, I don't ask anything from them. And most of the time when I'm with them, I take them out to eat. I'm taking them like my cousins, you know, clothes too, nice clothes, like colognes, and here, like, don't worry about it, like,
It's
you know.
awesome, man. I love that. I love that. Super cool. Um, so what, one thing I was curious, I know you are so you're a mortgage loan officer, right?
Correct.
But also a real estate agent, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. I am.
Which one came first?
Well, this is I'm a loan officer. I became a loan officer first.
Okay.
Yes. I got my real estate license like this year, the same year I got my loan officer license. I got it just, just to have it, maybe, to try it out, test the waters. But I dedicate most of my time being a loan officer. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when I became a loan officer, my dad was actually like, hey, like, can you help me sell this mobile home? Me and my dad are into buying and selling, well, buying and remodeling mobile homes and selling them. So
Okay.
that's what, well,
Flipping
he does the
you,
remodeling and all that. I
you
can just help him financially, like, I give him, to invest in the mobile home, and then after we, you
get the
know,
return, yeah.
yes,
You
yes.
fix and flip mobile homes.
Correct, yes, yes.
Nice.
So so I was like, you know what, like he was like, why don't you just get your real estate license, right? I was like, I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I can finance mobile homes, but he's like, no, like I want to have your face in front of the mobile home. Like, okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, why not? And yes, I'm just helping my dad like sell the mobile homes. Yeah. So yes, that's it. I most of my time I dedicate to being a loan officer. I promote myself as a loan officer. Um, but yeah, yeah. But in this year, 2026, I'm just thinking about just doing a loan officer because, being a real estate agent and loan officer is, let me tell you, it's a lot of work, and I'd rather just be proficient in being a loan officer because that's just I started being a loan officer and I'm more, I'll say, more proficient at being a loan officer for sure. So,
And how did you start and decide you wanted to be a loan officer? How did you kind of get into real estate?
that's pretty, like, that question right there is pretty crazy. So I went to college, right? I have a bachelor's degree. I was studying to become a dentist. I was
Okay.
yeah, I majored in biology. It's 4 years of college. Let me tell you, those 4 years was pretty hectic. I had to take bio classes, chemistry classes, and nothing to do with financing, not like business, administration, nothing. I just took one course just to check it out. It was cool. I liked it. But then once I even got an interview for like USC dental school
Wow.
I was like right there. I was like right there, but I was just, I do have a part-time job as an ortho assistant. I put like just assist the orthodontist putting braces. We work with Invisalign. So I don't know if you guys had braces or had Invisalign before. So I will be the assistant that will put the little attachments on your teeth, the brackets. Um, I still do that to this day, just once a week, twice a week. But next year for sure, just 100% loan officer, no part-time jobs or anything. Um, yeah, so I realized that maybe, like becoming a dentist it was okay at the time, but then I just like, hey, like I don't want to get myself into this much debt. And I was just very like, I had to sit down and just like really think this through. Do I really want this as a career?
Mhm.
And I just decided, like I don't want to get into a lot of debt. Like for me to become a dentist, I was supposed to like get like student loans, and in total for the 4 years I would have came up with like 600,000 in
Jeez, wow.
student loans. It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
uh and I was like, okay, yeah, but they make good money, all this. And I was just like, yeah, but you're gonna still have those loans, those student loans. You know and I met a friend of mine. We went to college together. He was in finance. I met him because I was in this fraternity for 1 semester. I was in a fraternity for 1 semester. I just wanted to try it out. It wasn't really my thing. Nothing bad for like being a fraternity. For anybody that was in a fraternity, it was just not for me. And I met him through there, and we clicked, all that. And he was like, "Hey man, like you never thought about getting into finance?" I'm like, I mean, nah, never crossed my mind. And he's like, yeah, like he was a loan officer, and I was like, okay, so what? I had no idea what a loan officer was. I was like, what is that? You know, are you a real estate agent? Like, is that
Yeah.
like no idea. And he didn't really tell me like to become a loan officer, but I was seeing him doing good, and I kept asking him like, hey man, like, what do you need to become a like? Do you need to graduate with a finance degree like to become a loan officer? He's like, no, you just this is what you got to do. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just looked into it a little bit more, and then decided to study for it, took the test, passed it my first time, and
Very nice.
yeah. And and honestly, it has been really great for me. Like this is
That's awesome.
the best decision I ever made, and I have helped so many first-time home buyers that that's why I want to just full-time loan officer, no part-time job. I have my real estate license, I'll have it, but you
Mhm.
know, not practice it. So yeah,
Wow.
that's my plan for the future.
That's awesome.
And for someone who's never bought a home before, what are like three steps they would need to apply for a loan that you could provide
So,
advice
so
for?
first of all, the first thing is we always as loan officers we always take a look at the income, right? So how much you guys they make, is it salary, is it hourly? And we also sometimes we include the overtime depending how consistent it is.
Mhm.
Second, we take a look at the credit, of course, right? FICO score is very important. So as you guys know, for a FHA, the minimum was 580. Now, with a conventional, I'm sure you guys heard that, oh, you don't have to have a 620 anymore. Fannie Mae, you don't require to have a 620. That does not mean that with a 540 doesn't mean that you can qualify for a home loan, okay? That just means that if you have let's say for example, 610, 615, you can you have a chance to qualify for a conventional loan, okay? So that's just for conventional loans. So you don't need a 620 anymore, okay? But for FHA, the minimum is still 580. Okay. So, and I don't recommend anything below 580 for sure, if conventional or FHA. Okay. So that's, and then thirdly, assets. We always ask for 2 months bank statements. Okay. The reason why is that we want to see, okay, obviously, if you have enough funds to cover the down payment and closing costs. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. If you don't, then down payment assistance. We have plenty of them. Grants. You have to qualify for them, okay?
Mhm.
Some of them are the minimum 620, 640. It depends, okay? My job is to see which one benefits them the most. If they don't qualify for one, maybe they qualify for another, you
Mhm.
know? So, yes, 2 months bank statements. And we also take a look if there has been any um, huge deposits into a bank. account.
Mhm.
Okay. So if they see, um, last month that you deposited 10,000, right? That might raise some questions like, hey, what's going on? They want to source that money. Okay.
Mm.
Sometimes they'll deny it. No, like we can't source the money. They don't qualify. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So yes. Those three important things if you're trying if for future home buyers that are
Mm.
potentially buying a home soon, those two things we take into consideration. Okay, they do they do require 2 years employment history. Okay, now I'm actually working with a client right now that he had a like 3 years, almost 3 years gap between employment.
Mhm.
Okay, but we only need 2 years, okay, of employment full time, uh, to see if to just qualify them. Okay, if they have a gap, I always ask for a letter of explanation from them just to
Okay.
write what happened during those two 1 year gap. Because let's be honest, sometimes life happens and
Right.
Mm.
you have to take care of family or
Yeah.
yourself. So. So if you have a gear gap for potential buyers, we can still work with that, okay?
Awesome.
As long as between that gap, if you had 2 years prior of employment, we can work with that, okay? And you're working full time
Mhm.
currently, obviously.
What about if you're self-employed? Is there a difference with that, or as long as you
Okay,
can?
yes. So for self-employed individuals, we always ask for 2 years tax returns,
Okay.
2023 and 2024. Okay. Yes, that also we can also work with that if you have a year gap. Okay. If they have a year gap, we have obviously we have to write a letter of explanation what happened during that year. Why didn't you work? So if, for example, right, we're in 2025, um, tax season's around the corner, right?
Mhm.
So we'll ask for 2025 and 2024. If they don't have 2024, okay, what did you do for 2023 and 2022?
Mhm.
Okay, you were working the same employee, you were working the same field. Yes, but something happened. Your mother-in-law was ill. You had to take care of her for the whole year. Okay, we can still work with that. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that's really good to know, especially for people that are self-employed. I know that's a question that comes up. How do I prove
hmm
I'm
Yeah,
really
so
good
one
at
thing
it?
that, I'm sure you guys heard about this. One thing that I have noticed is that many self-employed buyers,
Mhm.
right, they tend to write off a lot from their taxes. Okay, or either that or they don't report as much. Okay, so that's um, obviously they don't want to pay much. It's
hmm
I understand, but
Yeah.
I recommend to when you file your taxes to write down exactly what you
Yeah.
made and all.
You're calling
Okay.
us out, man.
Yeah, and
Just
they
kidding.
don't they don't and they don't yes, for sure.
No, but it's good
Or
to know.
we
Yeah.
we can also do a VOE loan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the VOE loan. A VOE loan is that if you have been working with an employer and the employer is a legit business and the business has been, established within been in business for 2+ years, we can have the employer we send a letter to the employer stating, hey, are you the employer? How much do you pay him per month and all that? And they can vouch for you here. For example, Christian, yes, Christian has worked for me more for 4 years,
Mhm.
and this is how much he gets paid. A CPA takes a look at it just to, you know, see if they're being honest and all that, and we can use that to get them into a home, to get them pre-approved for a home. Okay. Do we the minimum is 3.5%. It's a FHA loan.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not a non-QM, it's a FHA loan. 3.5% a VOE loan. That's what we offer potential buyers, borrowers, future borrowers that they don't report much on their taxes or they haven't filed their taxes. Do you understand?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but the company, we they do take a a very good close look, detailed look into your employer. If it is legit, it's a registered state of California, LA County. When it was established this year. Okay, it's more than 2 years to see if it's a legit business.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yes,
So, man, these such so many good things to know,
Mhm.
and I just feel like the not enough buyers know,
Mhm.
the extent that loan officers can go get into to
for sure.
ensure that they qualify for a home,
Mhm.
right? So just some of the things that you are mentioning right now, you don't need perfect credit. You said 580 will get the
Mhm.
job done. There can be a
Correct.
gap in employment history,
Mhm.
and that's something you could look into. There can be a new company, a new business you start with that just started this year. That's something you can look into and verify. And none of these things disqualify anybody
Mhm.
from being able to qualify for a loan, right? A mortgage loan.
Correct. Yes.
So it's such good information to know. And what other myths, like what other things do you hear that buyers think uh are that aren't true, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, for me, one of the things that I always thought is you need a lot of money, right? You need perfect credit. Those were one
Yeah.
of the two things that I always thought, like before I even go talk to a loan officer to get a mortgage, I need to fix my credit, make it near perfect, and I need some money,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, for
What
sure.
other
So
myths do you hear that
So
are just
yes,
not true?
that myth that you just brought up is the most common one, right? That you have to have a lot of money saved up, that you have to put like a big down payment, and your credit score has to be 7 plus, 750 above. But no, for for FHA, like I said, it's the minimum is 580.
Mhm.
I don't recommend you are at 580, right? Because for me to give you the best possible deal, like the interest rate, to give you a good interest rate, for me, I have to do like like a 620 plus. I always recommend 620, a FICO score of 620, with a 615, yes. But for me to shop for the best interest rate, you're going to need a good FICO score. But you don't have to qualify, of course. If you're okay with you know, with the monthly payment, then we can do it. Okay. And then, yes, of course, the down payment. Oh, I have to have 50,000 in my bank account saved up. You really don't. Especially in this market, Crystal knows too, since she's around realtors, she's a realtor herself, that in this market, you can have the seller cover the closing costs.
Mhm.
Most of my deals, they cover either some part or all of it. Okay. So, the only thing I recommend is either save up just for the down payment, which is 3.5% for a first-time home buyer, FHA, or conventional, 3%. Okay. For a conventional, you do require to have a good FICO score. I, I'm recommending a FICO score of 780 above for you to qualify for that 3%. Okay. Conventional. Okay. Um, but yes, but we have down payment assistance that if they don't qualify for, at this program, there's so many programs out there. There's Lancaster, there first time home buyers that they run out, but this is available to first time home buyers. Pondale has their own program for first time home buyers. There's so many programs that, like honestly, I don't even know. Sometimes I hear about like, oh man, what? I didn't know, there's so many programs out there for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, mhm.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Same thing. I'll see some realtors sharing, got my buyer qualified, you
Mhm.
know, no money down or through some program
Mhm.
and through some sort of assistance, and I'm like, what the like what I've never even heard of that
And
one.
you don't have to have a perfect FICO score. The
Wow.
minimum for some is 620, 640.
Mhm.
I
And, you
I've
know,
seen you share I think there's like a 15,000, I think you shared like a 15,000 forgivable loan program. And then are there still like there's zero down, there's low down payment programs. What are
Yeah, there's
some
1% for a conventional
like
1%
there's so
down.
many options, right? Like
There's so many
what are
options.
a couple
So
you could share that you've been
so
go
what
ahead.
I recommend, right, is the $15,000 forgivable loan program that we have currently. That when if you live in the property for more than 5 years, the $15,000 grant is forgivable. You don't have to pay it back. There's no interest on the 15,000. And each year living in the property is forgiven 20% of that amount of the 15,000. And it's good because it can also go for your down payment and closing cost, okay? But the whole 15,000 uh, grant has to be used, okay? It can go it can go towards, closing costs, down payment. Sometimes the down payment's just like 15,000, so it'll just cover the down payment. The seller covers the closing costs. So you sometimes you can get it home for zero money out of your pocket. Like and it's true. Like I witnessed myself. I work with other loan officers in my office, and they have been in situations that the borrower, the buyer, the first time home buyer, gets into a home with zero money out of their pocket because of the down payment, and the seller covers the closing costs. So if there's
Amazing.
when if there's a will, there's a way, for sure.
It sounds like you're the guy with solutions, man.
Yeah,
We
I mean.
everybody's gotta know Loan Pro Pablo.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, we really try our best to make things happen. We also, especially me, I like to be transparent because some assisting programs does increase the interest rate by a little bit. Um, but the two that I highly recommend will be CalHFA, right? It'll cover the 3.5% down, and the $15,000 forgivable loan program. For the programs, I highly recommend a 640 plus FICO score. Okay. And most of my clients that, hey, Pablo, look, the income is good. They have good money saved. They just don't have the credit. Well, there's so many credit repair specialists out there, right? I use two that I really trust, and they don't go overboard with the pricing. I believe they have fair pricing, of course. They have to put some time into it because depending how severe the case is, right? Some people just have to remove some collections. Some people have six, seven collections, so it varies on how severe the credit is.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's a way. Right now, I have a client, I have a buyer, a potential buyer, that he's working on his credit. At first, he just wanted to settle down and just rent. He was about to sign the lease agreement. He was like, Pablo, he called me before. He was like, hey, Pablo, like, I think I'm just gonna wait because my FICO score is not that good, and it's like I'm just gonna get this lease for a year, and just next after this year, I'll probably go back to looking for a home. And I was like, look, I totally understand your FICO score, right? And it's gonna take some time, but hear me out. Now is a good time because the sellers can help you with the closing costs. I can't promise you in a year from now that they will help you with that. Okay. You might have to come out with mo more money out of your pocket. Oh, yes, the interest rates might be low, but if they're low, that means that there's more buyers, right? And the sellers, they have plenty of options to choose from. They don't have to like they're not gonna be desperate to sell. They're not gonna help as much. So you might get a lower interest rate, but a higher price and no closing costs. I can't promise you that. But what I can promise right now that we can connect you with one of my credit repair specialists. She charged like $300 to repair his credit.
Mm.
And right now, like next tomorrow, she's gonna give me an update on his FICO score and get him into a home as
What's her name?
fast as possible. So I use SIDA. I'll share her information to Crystal and you guys, you too, and then also use Mari. She works with Nola, her repair
Mhm.
specialist. I'm sure you guys
We
know
know
her.
Nola, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they're both great, and I feel like their pricing is fair. They don't,
Nice.
they don't take advantage, like other credit repair specialists do.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, they're someone I can trust, and they haven't disappointed me so far. Nola, Mari from Nola, she's from Honduras too. I don't know if you
Oh,
knew.
that's what's
Wow.
up.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
She's from
Familia.
Roatan. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's what's up.
But yes, like I try my best to make things happen for my clients. E- And sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to be patient. You have to fix their FICO score, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm. So
So
what
yeah.
are three things that someone could do in the next 30 days to improve their loan approval?
So and okay. I highly recommend to keep credit their credit balance less than 30%. So if, for
Okay.
example, right? If their limit. That's why I always ask, like sometimes like buyers have like these credit cards that they had for years and years and they never ask for a credit increase, like a limit increase, right?
Mm.
On the amount. I always recommend you increase your spending limit, well, your credit limit
Yeah.
Mhm.
because you can spend more and it won't affect your FICO score.
Yeah.
I always tell them keep it below 30%, okay? So, let's say they have 3,000, right? That's the max that their limit on their credit card,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
To not go past 900,
Right.
okay? To keep it below 900,
Right.
okay? Um, for this, so most of the time it helps out their credit. Sometimes they're 1,500. I'm like, hey, just don't. Most of the time, another misconception is that they have to, Pablo, I need to pay all my accounts
Mm.
Mhm.
right now. I need to pay my accounts. So I'm like, no, you don't have to pay all your accounts full because you're not gonna have enough for the down payment and closing costs,
Hmm.
Mhm.
right? You're gonna be left with nothing.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
especially and then even with down payment assistance and the seller covers the whole closing costs, you still need money to pay next month's rent, like
Mhm.
rent or
Right.
their mortgage, right?
Right.
You don't want to be
But
left at zero.
even and I mean you can verify, but I'm from my understanding, credit, the companies they like that you pay some interest too. They want you to pay some interest. So I I believe it benefits the the consumer as well when you accrue some of that interest on the account.
It does help out a little
Is
bit. I'm
that is
not
that
a
true?
it is it is, but again, I'm not a credit repair specialist, so
Gotcha.
I can't.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Christian, I'm just gonna tell you from my experience and how I deal with things. I, every time after the statement closes, I pay them off. That's just
Yeah,
me,
for
right?
sure.
If you don't have the funds, yes, pay the minimum. Or I always recommend people if you can't pay the whole thing, just pay if the minimum is 50, do 150 or 100.
Yeah.
It helps out,
Yeah.
right? Of course, and always start off with the smallest amount. Like if you have 5 credit cards and you owe this much on this one, just start off with the one that you don't owe as much, just
Yeah.
Mhm.
to, get you going, right? Little by little.
Love it.
But yes, you don't have to pay the whole amount. Just keep it below 30% on of the credit limit, okay?
Nice.
And it
And
helps out in their FICO score for sure. A
yeah,
lot.
and the reason you're saying to get those credit limits is because it
They can spend more and
they can
not
spend
affect their
exactly.
FICO.
It helps the utilization of the
Correct.
account.
Yes.
Super cool, man.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a good tip there. So we've been talking a lot about, all the positive things that you can do, all the positive things that can help buyers with qualifying for a mortgage, all the things that you can do to help them in finding solutions, and that no really is not a permanent answer, and there's ways that we can do this. But what are some of the red flags that you guys notice from some of the buyers that might not realize are red flags? What are some of those?
Okay, so the most common one will be keeping money, cash at home. Okay.
Mm,
Yes, you have cash. Okay. But the bank wants to see that this money comes from a bank account. Okay. That's what we ask for 2 months. Okay. They want to see that money in the bank, not cash. We cannot use cash for the down payment. It has to come from a bank. Or you can have a gift from a relative that can help you out and gift you the funds for the down payment. Okay. So that's another loop that we can do to cover the down payment, okay? A gift. And that and another red flag will be again depositing that money into your bank. Like let's say we ask for 2 months bank statements and I see 5,000, 7,000 cash deposited into your bank. That's a red flag,
Mhm.
okay? The underwriter is going to ask where's that money coming from, okay? Oh, and another thing is purchasing, when we enter escrow, is purchasing appliances, refrigerators, microwaves,
mm,
or applying for a credit card. When we're in escrow, just don't if you have cash, use that cash.
okay.
Do not get into more debt,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Um, and yes, those are red flags. And then another one will be, for self-employed individuals writing a lot of deductions in their like tax returns. So that's another red flag. Not reporting as much, things like that. And then again, another thing will be like another red flag that I will say that not a lot of loan offers talk about will be um, having family members use your credit
Mm.
because obviously some family members like is your credit. They don't really you obviously you want to help your family out qualify for things and for credit cards, but it can also affect your credit a lot if they don't make if they spend a certain amount or they don't make payments. That's also a red flag. So it'll increase your debt, your monthly liabilities. I know of course you're not in the in the credit card, or you don't use that credit card, or maybe you're not in the car, you're just a cosigner, but it does affect you on your monthly liabilities. But there's some things that we can go around it. Maybe we can try to write a letter of explanation. Hey, I don't make these monthly payments. Like for this car, I'm just a cosigner. I don't pay for these. Okay, well, for that we're gonna need 12 months bank statements from the person that's actually paying for the car. And if
Mm,
they see one payment that you made, that's it. That payment is considered you're making those payments. That is gonna
Mhm.
count as your monthly liabilities. So that's another thing that red flags that I see a lot. That when I run the credit, oh, that's my that's my grandma's, or oh, I gave that card to my grandma because she didn't qualify, and like or my sister, and man, like I know I shouldn't, but I wanted to help her out. But hey, now your credit, now you don't qualify for a home, you know? So it's to be mindful. Of course, you can help out someone, but to be mindful on when you're helping because it might be your no on a mortgage.
yep.
Yeah, and yes, last thing before we move on, last thing, another red flag will be a lot of monthly liabilities. Like, hey,
Mm,
Pablo, I have 3 cars. Like that's just I'm like, oh man. Just to let you guys know, each card can decrease the amount you qualified for, like what, 10, 15%. So let's say you wanna qualify for a $400,000 home, and one car, a payment of 400, 500, it decreases the amount by a lot. I'll say like it's 400,000. Let's say it decreases by like you could qualify for 325, 330 a home. So it decreases by, and if you have three, like that new Mercedes, 700 a month payment, it affects your chances of qualifying or getting that dream home of yours.
yeah.
So ask yourself, is it more important to get a home or a car?
Mhm.
Yep.
It's way easier to get the home first than to get the car first and then get a
Yep.
home.
Yeah.
So, you know, and yes. And another thing before we move on, I want to add this. Hopefully, I hope this helps someone out there.
Mhm.
Um, when you're applying for a home and we ask for we run your credit, most of the first time home buyers are like nervous and anxious and all that. And I'm like, oh man, you're gonna take a big hit on my credit, you know. But hey, like wait, let me ask you something. When you applied for that credit card, were you this anxious when running the credit? Were you this like nervous? They were
Mm.
like, you applied for you have how many credit cards do you have? You have five. Like each time you applied for a credit card, you didn't feel like, oh my God, my credit, like,
Mhm.
right? Or that new car, that new Mercedes, like when, right? You kind of wanted it. You kind of like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
run my credit. Let me
Mhm.
get that car, right?
Yeah. You didn't
And then
feel
I
bad then.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes with home buyers, like, like, hey, this is your home. You're gonna live in this. This
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
this is gonna be yours.
100%.
Okay. So let's
So
let's
true,
make it
man.
happen.
So
Let's
true.
isn't you're yes, of course we're gonna do a hard inquiry. It's gonna decrease by
Yeah.
10. Well, sorry, my apologies, by 5, 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But hey,
That's nothing, man.
this is an
It's worth it.
investment.
Yeah, it's
It's
an
worth it.
investment. 100%.
Mhm.
It's worth
Yeah,
it.
and they don't take a look at and then especially with the interest rate, they take a what's my interest? What's my interest?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's 5.9. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, what's your interest on your credit cards? You have five
Hmm.
of them.
Yeah. That's so
What's your
true.
interest on that? 22,
Yeah.
25%, you
Yep.
know?
And of all
And
the things, my home is what I enjoy the most. I can't tell you how many times people are like, "What are you doing this weekend?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna stay home and enjoy my mortgage, actually. That's what I'm gonna do."
yeah,
It's the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
yeah, especially
Yeah.
here in the Antelope Valley,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
growing up fast.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
eventually, is the home prices here is gonna get from 400, 600 to like
Yeah.
LA prices
Oh, for
in the
sure.
future.
Quick.
A lot of
Yeah.
people are moving out here.
Hmm.
It's just it's insane,
Yeah.
So I always recommend there's that, Crystal knows there's a lot of people buying land,
Yep.
Mhm.
homes, like, and the thing is yes, buy that home that's kind of like a little bit oldish, and you just remodel it. You do what you want after, just get the keys to that home, remodel it. If you don't, and then plus, your first home is not gonna be your forever home.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
it's most likely your second home that's gonna be your forever home.
Yeah.
So just get this. You could purchase your first home, live in it for 5, 6, 7 years, and you can refinance to a better interest rate. When it was with COVID-19, a lot of people refinanced. That's why
Hmm.
when you ask people what's their interest rate, they were like 3%, 2%.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you refinanced during COVID. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
so, just get yourself in a home,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, like people pay attention to the little numbers and all that. And it's just like, hey, like, you're purchasing this property at 400, but let me tell you, in 4 or 5 years, this property might be worth 450 or even 500.
Yeah.
Christian, look, sometimes when the home is appraised and when we're in escrow, it comes out for more than the purchase price they're getting. And they were hesitating. Oh my God, Pablo, I don't like, should I buy this home at 620? And then when we do the appraisal and we're in escrow, they comes out for like 680,
Mm.
650. You already have equity built up.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, you're purchasing this home and your equity is already like what, 5,000 more,
Yeah.
like 25,000 more,
Yeah.
like
That was that was
I don't
awesome.
see I don't see why not. And you're also getting seller credit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So buyers nowadays are getting like picking and choosing, like, so that's
Yeah.
good, that's really
Yeah.
good. Because they have options. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, over here, I don't know, over here,
Yeah.
I like this home right here better. And
For
then
sure.
seller credit appraisal came in higher, like they're netting, they're building, they have equity already. So it's pretty crazy, it's pretty good for them, for buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about buyers, how does having the right lender and realtor partnership make the process smoother, in your opinion?
Okay, yes. So with the lender and realtor, the communication has to be very good. That's
Mhm.
why um you have to you have to click with your agents, your lender, because they're the ones that have the knowledge. You
Mhm.
have they have it has to be it's a team. It has to work. It's like a baseball soccer game. It has to work together. I pass the ball to you, you pass it to me.
Mhm.
Or either I score or you score. But we're here for the buyers to get the buyers the best deal possible, right? The best interest rate. Hey, this is the interest rate for you. This is how it is. The agent, hey, this home, which one? Okay, this one, Pablo, they like this one. No, you know what? They decided to go move on with the other one. Okay, this is how much they will need in closing costs. You know, everything. The communication has to be really good, and it's very important to get the good deal, especially in this market, right? That there's a lot of good deals out there. You can even get an even better deal
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
So
awesome.
it's very important
Yeah,
who you choose as
for
your
sure.
realtor and lender.
Love it. So, super cool, man. I want to, if it's okay with you, I wanted to also make sure that we provide value to our Hispanic community as well.
Mhm.
Um, so if I could ask you a few questions in Spanish,
Okay, go
and you
ahead.
could
Yeah,
respond,
sure.
right? So para alguien que quiere comprar una casa, ¿qué es lo más básico que necesita para calificar?
Ok. Para comprar una casa, para un primer comprador, ocupamos los taxes de 2 años. Ok. Si trabaja para una compañía, ocupamos 2 años de los W2. Ok. Y si trabaja por su cuenta, los dos años de taxes, correcto. 2023 y 2024. Ok. Am, eh, Obviamente el crédito tiene que estar bien, ¿verdad? No debe estar perfecto, pero sí debe estar bien, ¿ok? Le recomiendo para que yo pueda agarrarle un mejor deal, un mejor deal, there's some Spanish words, un mejor, el deal para agarrar un buen interés, para que sus pagos sean como los quiere. Am, Ocupamos 2 meses de talones de cheque. Si usted trabaja por su cuenta, no ocupamos eso. Pero si ocupamos si trabaja para una compañía, 2 talones de cheque. Porque ahí es donde miramos nosotros cuánto ha hecho del primer día del año hasta ahorita. Para ver un cálculo de cuánto hace al mes y sus horas de overtime, ¿verdad?
Ujú,
Sus horas extra. Eso ocupamos su Social Security, su seguro social, am, y su licencia de conducir. Si no tiene si no tiene Social Security, seguro social, tenemos préstamos para I-10,
ok.
que también se puede usar, el I-10.
Ujú,
Tenemos un programa que puede poner 3.5 de enganche para calificar para un préstamo de I-10. So, sí se puede, sí hay soluciones.
ok.
Sí ocupamos 2 años de empleo, ¿verdad? Si usted se ha movido de trabajo, necesitamos que ese segundo trabajo que se movió tiene que ser casi en la mismo categoría. Como si usted trabaja para una escuela y se mueve para otro trabajo, debe ser algo con la escuela para que considere los 2 años de empleo.
Ujú,
Y sí, esos son los más básicos. Si, por ejemplo, si usted no hace los taxes de 2023, 2024, también tenemos otros programas como se llama el préstamo cua- es bank statement, de estado de banco, préstamos. Esos programas ocupan 10% de enganche y nosotros miramos los 12 meses de de estado de banco, bancarias, para ver todo el dinero que usted agarra, cash, ¿verdad? Obviamente cash, sell,
Ujú.
ah, 12 meses mirando los pagos. Y con eso podemos usar para calificarlo para una casa.
Nice, nice. So, sí, sí hay muchas soluciones, ¿verdad?
Sí, sí. Oh,
Sí.
y también en inglés le conté que tenemos un préstamo que se llama verificación de empleo de
Sí,
empleador,
sí.
que si usted ha trabajado con una compañía y y la compañía es registrada con el estado de California, el county de Los Ángeles, sí podemos usarlo. Su empleador tiene que hacer yo de prestamista le mando una letter, una carta a su empleador y él lo firma y le pone toda la información y también una persona de los taxes verifica esa información y lo pasa
Ujú.
para calificar para este préstamo. Es tres
So,
punto cinco de enganche, y así se puede hacer.
sí. Si alguien que no tiene mucho para el enganche, ¿qué opciones hay?
Pues hay asistencia para los enganches. Nosotros ahorita tenemos un, un- una ayuda para el enganche que es $15,000. Es perdonado después de 5 años de vivir en la propiedad. Tiene que vivir en la propiedad, ¿verdad? No puede ser una propiedad para inversionar o que usted renta. Tiene que vivir en ella por 5 años. Y después de esos 5 años no tiene que pagar los 15,000. Y en esos 5 años no le cobramos los intereses en esos 15,000 de enganche que le ayudamos. Este enganche puede ir, este dinero puede ir para su enganche o para costos de cierre, ¿verdad? Depende cuánto va a ser su enganche. Si el enganche es 10,000, usted tiene 5,000 para cubrir los costos de cierre.
Mm.
Y
Bueno.
tenemos otro que se llama HFA. Este programa también es bueno. No. Es un préstamo, pero un préstamo silenciado. La, la razón por qué se llama silenciado es porque no lo tiene que pagar, pero cuando usted hace estas, my apologies. No, este préstamo es silencioso porque no lo tiene que pagar, pero si usted refinancia la propiedad o hace un transferido del título o paga el préstamo. Cuando usted paga el préstamo lo tiene que pagar. Y
Mm.
si usted hace un refinanciar, si quiere refinanciar la propiedad, lo tiene que pagar. Si transfiere el título también. Y sí, obviamente si vende la propiedad, tiene que pagar este préstamo. Ah, ¿Verdad? Por eso le llaman un préstamo silencioso.
Ah,
Y este préstamo sí le cobran intereses, pero es 1% cada año
ok,
para este préstamo de cada fecha.
ok.
Ah, sí, esos son los dos programas que tengo yo y me gustan porque no suben el interés mucho y sí ayudan los primeros
Ujú.
compradores.
Qué bueno. So, hay muchas soluciones, ¿verdad? Pero solo tenemos que conocer a The Loan Pro Pablo.
For sure.
¿Verdad?
No, it's
So,
okay. A lot of people get like their tongue
yeah, The Loan Pro
twisted.
Pablo. So, ¿qué le dirías a una familia que quiere comprarle su primera casa el próximo año? ¿Qué podemos hacer? ¿Qué pueden hacer ahorita?
So, ahorita lo que recomiendo yo, sí hay préstamos de enganche, obviamente, y también se puede negociar el costo de cierre, pero siempre recomiendo tener dinero ahorrado, eso es en el banco, ¿ok? Si tiene diferentes bancos, si usted quiere también tener el dinero en el banco y también que agarre un poco de dinero, también teniendo el dinero en el banco, puede abrir una cuenta de banco de ahorros para que esté el dinero ahí y también acumule unos porcentajes por tener el dinero ahí en el banco. Pero sí, ah, o si no tiene el dinero cash, lo puede tener, pero se recuerda que ocupamos nosotros 2 meses de estado de banco. So, si usted lo hace hoy, tiene que esperar 2 meses. Ya cuando le pida yo los estados de cuenta de 2 meses, no queremos ver esos $20,000 de dinero que tenía cash, obviamente, ¿verdad? So, sí, sí se puede. Ok, es algo que puede considerar. Si quiere meter ese dinero después de los 2 meses, estuviera bien, podemos usarlo. Am, Otra cosa, obviamente no usar las tarjetas de crédito, muchas y, ¿verdad? Porque eso va a afectar su crédito. Mantenga, siempre, hay muchas aplicaciones en el celular que puede chequear su crédito. Obviamente, estas aplicaciones en el celular no son bien, ¿cómo se dice? Es el real, el número real, es un
Mm,
aproximado el número.
mhm,
So, a veces unas situaciones que cuando yo corro el crédito es un poco más alto que lo que dicen en las aplicaciones o un poco más bajo. Eso siempre cambia, ¿verdad? Eso siempre, unas personas sí, otras más bajas, otros más altos, pero sí, si usted mira su crédito y mira cómo está cada unos 2 días o 3 días, ¿verdad? Se mira que su crédito suba y suba
mm.
y le va a querer que suba más si
Sí,
usted pone atención a su crédito.
sí, poco a
So,
poco.
eso es algo importante.
Ujú,
Am, y sí, ahorrar dinero y cuidar su crédito. No
ok,
meterse en am, no meterse en muchas deudas.
mm, ok,
Ujú.
nice.
Oh, y también no faltar pagos. Obviamente, si no tienes el dinero completo para pagar la tarjeta de crédito, solo ponga lo mínimo.
Ujú,
Pero no queremos ver am, los pagos tardes, porque eso sí afecta mucho.
perfecto,
Si
man.
es 30, 60 o 90 días, afecta el
Perfecto,
crédito
yeah.
bastante. Sí.
Did you catch all that?
Yep. I
Yeah,
heard it
I
all.
do apologize. My Spanish is not 100%, but I won't say it's 50%.
No,
It's up
no, it's
there.
good, man. It's good. I think the value was all there, and
Sí.
uh,
Pero sí,
no,
yo asisto a muchos primeros compradores que son latinos y yo ayudo a mi comunidad latina. Obviamente soy de Honduras, de Centroamérica. Mis
sí,
padres todos vinieron aquí a este país a trabajar duro y echarle ganas y a
love it,
seguir
love it.
adelante.
Yeah, love it, man. No, the Spanish is good. Spanish is good. Same here, man. I mean, uh, you know, I'm I just speak Spanglish. I'm not from the motherland, so but I think we did a good
No,
job.
no. I gotta say, like the more I learn, like the more proficient I get in English, my Spanish just goes downhill a little
Yeah,
bit.
for sure, for sure.
So
You
when I
gotta
go to
stay.
Honduras, I'm just like, oh, my Spanish is like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. When you go to like motherland, it's like, oh dang,
And
like
then when I spend like a couple weeks out there in Honduras and I come back to the United States, I'm like, why am I like have to think about what am I saying in English? Like, what?
that's awesome. That's so cool, man. So no, that was good. I appreciate it. Uh, I appreciate it, man. I threw that curveball at you. I didn't tell you we were gonna do anything in Spanish.
No, no, it's okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I sometimes have to most of the time sometimes I speak in Spanish on the
that's
phone with
good.
clients.
That's good, man. That's good.
And, I talk to them on WhatsApp. Muchos
Yeah.
latinos les gustan,
Uh-huh.
¿verdad? Hablar por WhatsApp,
Por WhatsApp.
porque ahí tienen la familia, los
Sí.
amigos. Y
Yeah.
ahí está mi WhatsApp, me puede textear, llamar,
Yeah. No.
hasta videos, llamadas, si quiere que le explique yo, que mire los números, ¿verdad? O yo
Ujú.
escribiendo en mi tablet, en mi
Sí.
iPad.
Se puede hacer en el WhatsApp, ¿verdad?
WhatsApp, yeah. I
Yeah.
have the WhatsApp, yeah.
Yeah.
So ahí hablamos por WhatsApp.
Super.
Pero hay miles de soluciones. Aquí, mire, en mi trabajo es buscar las soluciones de problemas, ¿verdad? Porque a veces hay cosas que aparecen y solo hay que buscar por una. una respuesta o solucionar estos problemas. Siempre pasa.
Sí,
Pero por eso me tienen a mí, tienen a unos buenos agentes, y aquí estamos en las buenas y en las malas.
sí, para ayudar. Ya.
Y ser, y ser, ¿verdad? Y también la ayuda, que si usted es primer comprador, es latino y
Ujú,
hablar con un prestamista latino también, ¿verdad? Uno se siente bien conforme, ¿verdad? Con más para, más confianza,
ujú. Sí,
¿verdad?
yeah, for sure.
Porque entendemos lo
Yeah,
que,
yeah,
¿verdad? Nos
exacto.
conectamos en un nivel, ¿verdad? De
Sí,
ser latinos en este
yeah,
país.
for sure, for sure.
Especialmente lo que está pasando hoy con, ¿verdad?
Ujú.
Con los inmigrantes y,
Exactly.
¿verdad?
Exactly, yeah, for sure. Awesome, man. I appreciate you. Um, Man, you provided so much value in this
No more
conversation.
questions. The questions are
Yeah.
done.
I don't have any more questions, man, but you provided so much I mean, I learned so much from you. And I'm excited to get this out there to everybody who might be looking to, get a home soon.
Mhm.
Um, whether it be this year or next year. I hope they see this conversation and all the value that you've been able to provide,
For
um,
sure.
and all the solutions that you're able to provide for all of your clients. I think is very eye-opening. That's one of the biggest things that I learned from this conversation is
Man,
there's so many
you
solutions.
feel,
There's so many things that you can do and look at, and uh, it's almost like no isn't really uh, it's not the answer. Like you're like, well, I'm not saying no. I'm
gotta
just
figure
saying let's
something out. We
figure out
got
how to make this happen. So
pull a miracle.
yeah, for sure. So
Dar un milagro. Yeah.
yeah,
But yes, like so just one more thing before I let you guys go so I can,
yeah.
let when it comes down to refinancing, cuando uno quiere refinanciar la propiedad para un FHA loan, for FHA loan, you can refinance after 6 months after your first payment.
Mm,
Okay? So, and you can always refinance to a lower interest rate, of course. Siempre puede refinanciar después de 6 meses después de su primer pago. Eso siempre es una opción. No, ya sé que a veces los intereses, los intereses yo no tengo control con los intereses, usted no tiene, pero eso no sería un obstáculo para no comprar la casa ideal, porque los intereses siempre lo puede referenciar, siempre puede agarrar otro mejor interés. You can always refinance into a better interest rate, okay? Do not get, you know, with this interest rate, do not get discouraged on purchasing that dream home of yours because the interest rates at 5.6 and you're waiting for them to be at 4 point or 3 point or 2 point, at that time it's going to be very hard. Ya cuando los intereses ya bajen a 2%, 4%, ya los vendedores ya no van a poder querer ayudarle a los
mm,
costos de cierre. Y va a ser más difícil agarrar esa casa que uno quiere porque va a ser mucha competición va a pelear por esa casa de sus sueños y va a pelear tanto que va a subir el precio para ser más competitivo, va a subir el precio de cuánto va a pagar por esa casa y va a pagar un pago mensual más alto
sí, yeah,
solo porque quería ese interés de 3%, cuatro por
sí,
ciento.
yeah.
Porque, porque esa persona que estaba vendiendo la casa tenía muchas opciones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yes, so I recommend purchasing a home. Right now, the interest rates, let me tell you, yes, the interest rates are not the beautiful, like perfect interest rates yet, but they're not bad. Let me
No,
tell you, they're not bad. Purchase that home. Don't wait till the interest rates go to 4 or 3%.
yeah,
I don't
for
recommend it.
sure.
Yeah, for if you have a home and you're trying to refinance, yes,
Yeah,
wait for it. Of course, wait for that three
yeah,
percent, right? But you don't want to pay more out of your pocket
Yeah.
because cash is king,
Yep.
right?
For
And my job is all the time like, hey, Pablo, I know I have like I know I have like 40,000 saved up, but I don't want to use all of it, like I want to be left with some money. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but if you wait for the interest rates to drop to 3%, 2, 4, you're going to come out more out of your pocket. That 40, you're gonna come up with more for sure. So you want to pay more closing costs, with a lower interest rate, or do you want to pay a decent interest rate and zero closing costs, or more than 50% of your closing costs covered, and you just have
Yeah.
to pay the down payment. So, cash is king. I recommend to have that money, have a decent FICO refinance in the future.
Love it, man. Awesome. The value. Appreciate you, man. We appreciate you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Um, thank you. Do you have any more questions for the Lone Pro Pablo?
I don't. I don't speak any Spanish, so I hope I was nodding at the right time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did good.
You
Yeah,
take it.
I was like, thanks for doing the
Okay.
translating in
She,
English
I,
too.
she's learning little by little, little
yeah,
by
I
little.
yeah,
know. I was like, okay, I got the numbers.
yeah.
I knew house. I knew we can do it because of
Sí se
yeah,
puede.
no,
Sí se puede.
that-
Because
yes.
gotta kick it up from Disney Channel. Yeah.
You know,
Crystal, but you have your husband, he's
yeah,
Hispanic, like he's there for you too.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you,
for sure.
But this
you
is
know,
awesome. I'm so happy that it was in like Spanish as well because I
Yeah,
do feel like that's such an underserved community and it's so like large out here and they need to be able to have resources
for
and
sure.
people they feel comfortable with because trust is such a big,
Yeah,
it's so big, I know.
yeah, and especially dealing with the numbers, you want to speak with someone that speaks your language.
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely,
Absolutely. Mhm.
definitely.
Because, if like for example, like I wouldn't want Crystal as the realtor to be translating everything I say to the client,
Right.
like because that takes time. And Crystal,
Yeah,
Crystal's a realtor. She has to be making the calls. She has to be on to the next deal, Um, it takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
yeah,
and time is essential. And yeah, Spanish speaker or even in another language, like it's always it's always good. I'm trying to learn another language. That's in my to-do list 2026 to learn another
German's
language.
super easy. Just throwing it out there. Maybe
What
not
language are you
the
trying to learn?
I was thinking about learning French.
Hmm. That's what's up.
Yeah, or Mandarin, but Mandarin is like a
Oh,
little different level.
That's a tough
yeah.
one.
The
Yeah,
devil, the level of difficulty on that one's pretty high
pretty
because I
high.
speak Spanish. So for me, Italian and Spanish is kind of like a little bit,
Similar.
but
Yeah,
and then also French, like speaking French is kind of like a little bit similar, but a little more farther away on some words.
yeah,
But yeah, I have to like this 2026, like we got to kick it up a notch, like level up. It's all about leveling up.
yeah,
The more you know, the more you can
yeah,
provide and help others, serve others,
yeah.
for
You
sure.
said gotta kick it up. Si se puede.
I know. There you go.
No, for
So I
sure.
know that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
We traveled through Europe and French for me was I didn't know I couldn't read anything. I couldn't communicate with anybody. I struggled in France.
This is
But
the bare minimum just from like on
Christian
their
Christian was like, "Hey, can you just speak to
yeah,
the?"
yeah, for real. I was like Google translating everything. But Italy, I was like this is perfect. Like I can
signs.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is, that's where this is that or it was easy. And even like when I was communicating with like I could understand
Yeah.
we could communicate, so it's very similar. But other than Italy, no, nowhere else. We were in Ireland. They were speaking English in Ireland. English, and I couldn't even understand what they're just thick
Well,
accents. I was like, are they speaking another language? No, they were speaking English, just a very thick accent.
Yeah.
And then and Germany,
I'm sure they were able to understand you, right? Like,
yeah, yeah, I think they were able to understand me, but I could not
it's like
understand
this
them.
guy speaks very slow, like.
Yeah. Yeah. And she did good in Germany and but I mean I didn't feel comfortable until we got to Italy. I was like, all right, I could read this, I could understand it. I could survive here.
For sure, yeah.
Crazy.
But yes, I definitely need to travel more too. I want to travel to the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a lot, hopefully the 2026, like I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome,
And
man.
it's around the corner, so yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish the year strong too, and you know, and yes. But, you know, yeah,
We'll
definitely.
manifest that. We'll manifest that for sure.
Ooh,
But
so
any questions for me?
a Mandarin.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
no more questions, man. You provided such good value. We really appreciate you jumping on our podcast, um, and being open to it. And I'm excited to share this on our YouTube channel and break up some snips for our pages and share that value. So no, man, that thank you so much. We really appreciate the opportunity to
Sure.
have a conversation with you and provide that value for everybody.
For sure, for sure. One, and I have a question for you guys now, since
Sure.
you guys been question, throwing
Yeah.
questions at me. Uh, what got you guys into real estate, this field, this business? You know, what I'm sure what were you guys doing before this?
Yeah. We met in financial services. That was we worked in an office together. So we we met there, in work and we really just had a passion um for learning financial services and really being entrepreneurs. That's one of the things that we had in common was we are entrepreneurs by heart for sure, and we love to create, and
And it's not easy.
and it's not
It's
easy,
definitely
and
not
at
easy.
all,
It's
and
harder than working in 9 to 5.
for sure, yeah, no, for sure it
You're
is.
working
So
seven to
yeah, it's not
10
easy
p.m.
having to create, something of your own and
Believing in yourself.
believing in yourself, especially when there's not there's not a lot of results, and then there's also not a lot of people who believe in you as well. So really believing in yourself, but that's one of the things that we realized, we have a lot in common is that entrepreneurial spirit, and we just wanted something for ourselves, and we realized that that common goal and that common hobby is real estate. We love real estate and different things in real estate. Like I love, fix and flipping and everything that goes behind that, and I want to do more of it. Um, and she has her own niche that she likes, but it was real estate, and it was just really having vehicles that can build generational wealth. And that was another common goal that we had is we really wanted to build generational wealth and break generational poverty in our family as well. So that's what got us into real estate. It's there's so much to learn in it. Um we're learning something every single day, something new every single day. Uh and it's been fun. It's just we're enjoying the journey. We're not perfect and know everything in the industry, nor do we claim to. Um, we require a lot of support, a lot of mentors for a lot of the transactions that we do. Um, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's how God created us to help each other, to lock arms and serve. So we also don't have a problem with that. Like we need the loan officers and we need the escrow officers, and we need we
That's
need
title.
we need title. We need everybody, we need the mentors who've been doing this for 20 plus years and making sure that we're doing the transaction correctly. And we have a lot of our investor friends who've been investing in real estate for a lot longer than we have, and there's a lot of those transactions that we do with them, and it's like, hey, like, can you walk us through this? And um, but it's fun, we have a good time learning through this journey. Um, and we decided to create this podcast because we thought there's so many great people out here in the Antelope Valley that are doing great things, like the lone pro Pablo, and we need to have a
Yeah.
conversation with them, and we need to be able to share the wealth of knowledge that they know and get it out to the community. And so this is our way to do that. This is our space that we have created to allow people to come on to our podcast and share the value. Um, and we don't know what's to come of all this. We're just kind of tackling what's in front of us and learning the industry and being students of the game.
You
Um,
always have to. Always.
and it's been able to create some blessings and relationships like the conversation we're having now. So we're just having fun.
Yeah, have in the process, right?
Yeah.
That's- some
Yeah.
people rush the process. That's why they fall into like discouragement, depression.
Yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
enjoy I enjoy what I do. Yes, like same, like I don't want to have conversations. I don't think I know like the Mr. Know-it-all, like there's always room for improvement every single time. If you're the smartest one in the room, then get out of that room.
Yep, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room, okay?
Yeah.
If you are doing things that other people are doing and they're like, "Hey, Pablo, like if man, you're doing 10 push-ups, like make it,
Yeah.
and then when you get into another room, oh, I do 500 a day, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's
well,
time to level up. Yeah,
so who you surround yourself, who you speak to, is very important.
absolutely.
And you guys together like this power couple, it's amazing to see you guys doing this together, and I'm sure like this process have brought you guys closer to each other, and like you guys are killing it, together. That's really good.
We appreciate it.
You know,
Yeah. One
so
one of everything we do. So our whole business is blending traditional real estate with creative finance. Because one of my and I'm sure she agrees is um one of the main things that drives us is serving the underserved, and she had mentioned that earlier. But some of the underserved as well falls into the non-traditional ways of qualifying for a home. And so
no,
if we can offer other solutions, and if Crystal can be the unicorn agent that offers a whole different solution for a seller and a buyer, we want to be that team. And we do some pretty cool things within our business. Um, but my favorite thing is our podcast. And our podcast, it doesn't make us any money, it doesn't it's not this vehicle that, it just connects us to some great people, and it's literally my favorite thing. Like, some of my favorite conversations aren't with clients or people who call us for real estate. It's these conversations that I get to have with people in our community and learn something about them and connect with them on another level, and
for sure.
it's it's
And
it's my favorite
and
thing.
in the same mission as you guys too.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
different, different, a little bit of different field, but
yeah,
same mission, this
yeah,
is to grow, help people,
for sure.
and better yourself.
Yeah,
So that's the
100%.
important thing, and have fun too. Have fun in the process.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, and when I talk to my clients, like we don't just talk about, hey, pre-approval. Like we also like talk about like, hey, like why do you want to buy a home? Okay, this is
yeah.
the reason why. Okay,
Why? Yeah,
so let's make it happen.
for sure.
Like we also talk about like, like, hey, okay, so how long have you been renting? Oh my God, okay, wow. And they'll tell you stories that I used to live here, there, like, so you could connect with them a certain way because when me and my parents got to this country, I mean, we didn't start off in a nice home, right?
Yeah,
we're renting as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, and my dad was kind of like the same thing, buying a home is kind of like intimidating. So you connect with people, like that, So it's always good to just talk to people, connect with people, not just about business. Yes, talk about business, but sometimes you learn from people. They want to work with you more just because you connect with them because like you came to this country, your parents didn't have anything, they don't have anything. They're trying to also be the first time home buyers in their family, and generations, not just their parents, like, oh, I thought renting is just normal. It's just a normal thing, like buying a home is not like a traditional thing,
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Absolutely.
oh man, like it's just this, it's like sometimes it's about mentality too, like like families, like it's just about believing yourself and just
Right.
taking risks, throw yourself out there.
Yeah.
Crystal knows she's a realtor. You guys know that you
Yeah.
get for this business, you just and so you Christian, you gotta you just throw yourself out there. You can't
Yeah.
just like, is it time? Is it not time? Like
Yeah.
they should just wait a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm
Gotta
gonna
be
jump
bold.
after this. Or just like, I'm step in, step out.
Yeah.
No, like you gotta throw yourself in the river and the lake. You just
Yeah.
don't know how to swim. Oh well,
Yeah.
just look at the other people how they're swimming.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You know?
100%.
So yeah. But I mean, if you guys have any questions more, like if not, like it was truly a pleasure being here
Yeah.
with you guys. Thank you guys so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
Like it
Thank
means a
you.
lot. It means that I'm doing something. Hopefully, I want to keep doing more and more big things. Hopefully next podcast, I'm better or more known or helping more people out. Like a different level than I am now. Not saying that I'm not a good level, but like
Yeah.
we
That
always
we're
want to
always
improve
growing and improving, right? Yeah. Both of us, hopefully we're at a higher level. So that's definitely what we want. So
yeah.
we'll be
So
sending prayers your way and
no, for
but you're
sure, but this church, I definitely need to check it out.
yeah.
Christian, and I'm not, I actually like really want to go like get into a church more, go to
Yeah,
church
man.
more, and
We would
be
love to
involved
see you there.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
get myself involved and like get closer to God,
It's a great
because
community.
I 1000% believe that Jesus Christ has let me here
Yeah,
with you guys in this
absolutely.
field and
Yeah.
the knowing people like get me here where I am now. Obviously, I'm not making millions of dollars or like or none of that, but hey, like I'm doing better than I was last year
Absolutely. That's all
for
we can ask,
sure.
right?
You
We
know,
we we are living in the lives that we prayed for, so um we just got to keep praying, right? He answers prayers. So um just keep doing the natural and he'll do the supernatural. That's all we can do.
for sure, and
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely need to get into it more
Yeah.
because any materialistic things doesn't really do anything. It doesn't fulfill the soul. Eating the best food, the best steak doesn't fulfill the soul for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not a, and let me tell you, you're hearing these words of mine, and I don't. Let me tell you, I don't consider myself the perfect Christian, or I believe in Jesus and all that. But like, don't trust me. I'm far from that guy, that
Yeah.
Christian. Like, but let me tell you, like food, like there's a verse in the Bible, Christian, I'm sure you know this, or I don't know by like the top of my head, but it's something like food doesn't like the food does not fulfill the soul, like what a man eats, something along those lines. I don't remember by the top of my head, but I need to look into it. On TikTok, I've been watching some people, talk about Christ and give some
Yeah.
verses out, but. you know, at night when I go to sleep, like it's kind of like my church session
Yeah,
kind of
that's awesome.
on the TikTok.
That's awesome.
So
I
yeah,
love it.
but yes, I don't want to take too much of your
No,
time,
you're
guys.
good. You're good. You're good.
But
We could talk about faith all night, honestly. So we appreciate you. But thank you, man. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the value that you've been able to provide. Super happy that we were able to extend the invitation to church. So we would love to see you there. Although we won't be there this Sunday, but we would love to see you when we do come back.
For the next one.
We won't be there next Sunday either.
No.
You're right. We won't be there for the next two Sundays, but
That's
you
it's
are
okay.
invited to go. Even if we're not there,
Yup.
we have a great community. You probably already know people there,
There's a lot of like
and
realtors and people in real estate there, which was
we
interesting.
would love to see you there. So
Yes.
come on down.
Mhm. And they
Yeah,
have
for
events
sure.
like every night too.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like even if you're like, what am I supposed to do on a random Thursday? Like they have
Mm.
like
They have
events and
stuff
like
going on.
things to make like connections
Yeah.
with each other. And so it's a
It's a good
really good church.
community.
We like it. And it's not like huge. So it's like you don't like get lost yet, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you can make real connections. So yeah, we love
Yeah,
it. So
definitely.
looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you so
It was
much.
an honor.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you, and we'll be in touch. And thanks for jumping on our podcast, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, and maybe next year, we'll do another one. If
Yeah,
of
Mhm.
course,
let's
if
make it happen.
let
Let's
me
make it happen, man.
let me know, okay, guys?
For
And I
sure.
do apologize that I was a little bit late today.
No, you're good.
And then some things clients call me around them times,
Yeah, it's all good. It's
like
all good.
life happens,
Yeah, we
And
appreciate
then
you.
next time, yeah, next year for sure gonna be a full-time loan officer, 100%. Okay,
Love it.
I'm not gonna be working any jobs, thank God, because I've been saving my money, just little by little, like just want to do full-time loan officer.
Love it, man. Love it.
Awesome.
So
We'll send you
so
some prayers, man. We love it, man.
Mhm.
We appreciate you.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you,
Yeah.
Have a good
guys.
night. We'll be in touch, okay? All right.
All right.
Thank you.